everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Olivia here at the Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video I am so excited to share with you 6 DIY Dollar Tree decor crafts. So this is another episode in my huge I Love Fall series. I love to share with you guys how you can make your homes boutique gorgeous on a teeny tiny budget. Now let's go ahead and plug in your glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting.
For the first Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take this wooden owl cutout that I found at Dollar Tree, and I want to lay down a base coat of white Waverly chalk paint. The next thing I want to do is take some painter's tape and trace out some stripes down the front of the breast of the owl. And this is going to create some stripes. Now, you could either go with stripes on your owl, or you could go one step further and make checkers. I saw this really adorable owl on the Mackenzie Childs website, and I want to kind of recreate one on a teeny tiny budget. The next thing I want to do is begin to paint my checks, and I'm going to go every other one with some black paint, and I'm just using regular acrylic craft paint. You can find this at Walmart or your local craft store. And if you guys notice, I am changing brushes when I go around the finer detail. The next thing I want to do is just use some black craft paint to outline my owl's eyes, and I did end up just going and doing the entire owl's eyes with all black paint and leaving a little bit of white up above the eyes. Now give me some grace here on my eyes. I'm very, I would say, cautious about eyes. I'm really trying to learn how to do them, so I took a break. I had to let that black paint dry. I'm going to come back to them by doing some of the easier parts with some of the brown paint at the top. So I'm going in again with just some acrylic brown paint. I did mix a little bit of gold to give it a bit of dimension. I also have some white paint out to also give it some dimension and just do some blending. So take a deep breath, have fun with it. Remember, you can always paint over any mistakes you make, which is kind of something I try to keep in mind as I'm painting. And also remember, this is a $1 wooden cutout, so what can you really do to mess it up? Not a whole lot. Now I am taking some blue acrylic craft paint, and I'm going to begin to create an eye, blue eyes, because hey, I have blue eyes. So the Mackenzie Childs owl is actually called an Olivia owl, so we'll make an Olivia owl. So I'm creating the blue eyes by making kind of a half moon with the blue, and then I just added a little circle white dot. I do go back in and also clean up my work. I'm also using some gold to go into my checks and add kind of that Mackenzie Childs gold and white in with the checks, and I did give my little owl a gold nose. So remember, take a deep breath, have fun with your acrylic painting. I have been having so much fun doing some acrylic painting classes online with Skillshare, so you guys really dig into it. Here is how it came out. Now I'm not sure, I used like kind of a gray underneath it, so anyway, my eyes, I may go back in. Comment and let me know, should I go back in with some blue, or I may just leave it as is and just call it unique. It's my unique Olivia owl. Let me know what you guys think about this.
So I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Now, what is Skillshare? Well, Skillshare is an online learning community where millions of creative individuals like you and I come together to take the next step in their creative journey. And they offer thousands of topics on creative classes such as photography, interior design, acrylic painting, videography, creative writing, pretty much any creative idea you guys can think of, they have a class on. Their classes are set up in 60-minute formats and then broken down into smaller segments. They also have class projects that go along with their classes, as well as a community forum where you all can post photos of your projects that you have done and interact with other people that are taking those classes. Now, the best part is Skillshare has decided to offer 1,000 of my subscribers here on YouTube 2 months free trial membership Oh my goodness, you guys, this is so incredible. And I'll tell you why, because they're offering their premium classes to you guys for 2 months free. And then after that, if you guys want to pay the $10 a month, you can continue to further your creative journey, which I'm going to tell you $10 a month is nothing compared to the thousands of dollars that I am going to be spending on my son's college education. Now, you guys, I also want to tell you all to not be intimidated because Skillshare offers classes for every level. So I'm a beginner painter and I've been taking acrylic painting 101, you guys. So they're so nicely set up in every format. They show you every step. And then if you feel like you missed something, which I do all the time, I'll stop it and replay it. So you guys can go back and stop and restart. There's no ads, which is also pretty amazing. And the best part is if you guys are totally busy and you feel like you don't have time to take these classes, all you guys have to do is start one whenever you're maybe cooking or putting on makeup or taking a little time out for a lunch break, and then restart it a little bit later so you guys can really work at your own pace. And the other thing is it's set up for any age level. You guys, my son who's a teenager is taking a class on videography. My husband has taken some of the classes, and of course I take classes because I'm a curious, constant, lifelong learner. And so many of you guys ask me, hey, how do you have so many DIY ideas and so many different things going on? Well, I'm a lifelong learner, you guys. I'm always wanting to absorb new information, whether it be taking Skillshare classes or YouTube videos. I'm just constantly learning, which is the key to staying really creative. So I encourage you guys to sign up for that 2-month free trial membership. It's an incredible offer, and let 2020 be the year that you guys jump in and just take the next step if you're curious and you just want to try something new. And again, it's totally free. And if you want to continue on, it's only $10 a month. So definitely take advantage of it. But for the rest of this, let's go ahead and jump into this DIY video.
For the next DIY, I'm actually going to take these 50-cent Goodwill little candy buckets and some flat spray paint. I did run out of spray paint, but I gave them a good coating for as much as I had. Let that dry, and then I'm going to chalk paint another layer on the outside of them. So these candy buckets you can pick up pretty much anywhere. I believe Walmart has them for 98 cents. Again, I found these at Goodwill for 50 cents, and I'm not for sure actually if Dollar Tree does carry these, but they may. So once your paint dries, you can I'm just taking one of the furniture polish markers from Dollar Tree, and I'm drawing stripes down the candy bucket. Now, the actual face, like the little jack-o'-lantern face, is going to be towards the back, because what I want to create is a topiary with this. So I'm taking this acrylic orange pumpkin craft paint, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint 3 different buckets. I did an orange and white bucket, I did a black and white bucket, and then I did do a sponge brush of some polka dot. Once I had my buckets all painted, I went ahead and added some hot glue to the edge rim of the bucket. You could also use some E6000 glue if you needed a permanent hold. Say you wanted to use these buckets outdoors. I also popped a rock on the inside of the bottom of my bucket to give it some weight to the bucket, and then I used a rock for each additional layer. So as I was layering the buckets, I used hot glue to secure each bucket. Now this is such a fun and inexpensive topiary idea. If you all go on Pinterest or just are drooling over some of the Mackenzie Childs topiaries, this is such a great way to make one. You can also recycle some of those Walmart grocery bags, or really any bags. Maybe you get Amazon fluff or whatever, pop those into some of these topiaries, and then you're recycling. Now I added a big fluffy Olivia bow to the top, and don't panic, I do share with you guys in this video how to make this bow. Here it is popped in to the final DIY project setup. I'm going to be using mine inside. I'm actually going to be sharing with you guys a huge fall Christmas tree coming up in the next DIY video. I cannot wait to share with you guys. So fun and festive. Now just think, the sky is the limit with how you all want to paint your fall bucket topiary. So if you guys are decorating with the blues, or maybe you're doing shabby chic pinks, or maybe you're following suit with me and doing some Mackenzie Childs DIYs, really you guys can just customize it to suit your fancy. I may want to go back and do some checkerboard ones as well. So really have fun with it, get creative, and just go for it, you guys. Now for the next fall Halloween Dollar Tree DIY, I have to share with you all how to make an Olivia bow. I am going to start out with this buffalo check plaid ribbon. I'm using my little mat here. It was from Walmart, and I'm going to measure 14 inches long on my ribbon. This bow is so easy. All you do is take the ribbon and loop it over on itself. I promise you, you can do this bow even if you're bow challenged like me. You continue to loop the ribbon over on itself until you get 3 ribbon loops on each side. You can see I'm counting my ribbon loops until I get 3 on each side. Now, Dollar Tree is carrying a buffalo check plaid ribbon, but I'm going to suggest that you look at your local craft store like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, because you're going to find a huge giant roll of it, and it is going to be a little bit better quality than Dollar Tree. But you may scope it out at Dollar Tree and hit the Dollar Tree jackpot. So go ahead and take a pipe cleaner and secure it. You're also going to want to cut little bitty tiny notches in the top of your ribbon. That is going to give your pipe cleaner something to hold on to. Now, the next ribbon loop that we're going to do is going to be 12 inches. So I started out with 14 inches and then I'm going down to 12 inches. This is the ribbon that we're going to use, or excuse me, the bow that we're going to use on the top of our pumpkin topiary. But you guys can use this bow on anything, really. It's going to be a large bow, so it'd be great for a wreath or pretty much any little funsy thing that you're going to do. So again, take your ribbon and loop it over on itself. This is going to be the smaller loop. So the larger loop, then the smaller loop, and then you're going to do one more pretty ribbon loop. Find your center, add 2 tiny notches on either side. Again, those notches are going to give your pipe cleaner something to grab onto. Otherwise, when you're pulling those ribbon loops out, your ribbon may have a tendency to pull out, and you don't want that. The smallest loop is going to be 8 inches, and again, you're going to loop the ribbon over on itself to where you have 3 ribbons on either side. I hope that's making sense. Comment and let me know. Now, I did run out of ribbon here, so I may not have completely had 3 ribbon loops. That's okay. I'm really just trying to use up all of my fall and Halloween ribbon. I bought so much, you guys. So anyway, and now I'm just going to go ahead and cut off that pipe cleaner and begin to fluffy out my bow. The other thing I want to do is take a pretty piece of ribbon and I want to tie off this bow. It's also going to give me a chance to really secure in this ribbon really well. So do you see how I was able to tighten that ribbon really well? Sometimes that's not a bad idea to do. I love to do that, and then I have a pretty finished tail. So I'm actually starting from the back of this ribbon, which is the buffalo check, because that's the largest piece, and I'm just pulling all those ribbon loops out, and then I'm working my way around. So really the secret to a bow is all of the fluffing. I love big bows, and I cannot lie. Give your ribbon a super big fluffing. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to attach this to my beautiful little pumpkin topiary. You're going to see that the ribbon is a little bit different. For demonstration purposes, I did have to remake that bow. Long story short, we'll get into that another day, but here we go, fluffied to the max. I think I could fluff my bows for ages, but here it is. You guys have fun with it, get creative, use the ribbon that you have on hand, take a deep breath, keep practicing. Practice always makes perfect, right guys? I love y'all. Take a deep breath and keep working at it. If it is my one life goal, it is to teach you all and encourage you all to make your bows. keep fluffing, have fun with it. You can do it. And I do have a lot of you all ask me where I get my bow maker. It's called the Easy Bow Maker. I get it off of Amazon, but Deco Exchange has a great deal on it, as well as your local craft store. I've heard that some of you all are getting it at Michael's for $11 using your 40% off coupon. So I am a super huge penny pincher. Try there, use your coupons, or order it off Deco Exchange. I paid a lot more for it than I should have off of Amazon during COVID, but that's just my little tip for you guys right there. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to do a super adorable Halloween plunger tree. Grab your plungers, ladies, from Dollar Tree, and grab some of those really beautiful fall, I guess they're called ting branches or sparkling branches. They get glitter everywhere. Now, I used 8 branches of the orange and the purple, and I had already started this tree, but basically what you want to do is just hot glue those branches to your plunger, and there's no rhyme or reason to this except for just add tons and tons of hot glue, and they will stick to the top part of the plunger. So just work your way around, hot glue those branches to the plunger. Be careful not to burn your fingers. You can use a spatula or those little finger covers. Dollar Tree is actually carrying the little hot glue finger covers in their crafters section. You can also order them off of Amazon. The next thing you want to do is just take a scrap piece of burlap fabric. You can also use some jute twine and hot glue that to the top of your plunger and begin to wind it around your plunger to cover up your work and also to cover up your plunger stick, because hey, we don't want anybody to think we're using plungers around our house. Now, once you have your plunger handle covered, you want to take the plunge and plunge it into one of those Dollar Tree buckets. All you do is plunge it in there, super easy. I like to secure mine with a couple of pieces of foam and then add some Dollar Tree moss to the top. I also hot glued some pretty ribbon around the top and then added a cute little bow with some of this pretty Mackenzie Childs ribbon that I found on the Mackenzie Childs barn sale. It was an online sale, but use whatever ribbon you have on hand. And then you have this oh so fabulous, not so spooky Halloween tree. And I am kind of crushing on this. I really feel like I may pop some Halloween lights into it just to make it sparkle and shine. Amazon has these really beautiful copper lights that you can buy, and they're really neat. I'm going to show some to you guys hopefully on my fall house tour. I found some, but they're really pretty and they're really where you can't see them, so they're really discreet, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And they're a plug-in light, so you don't have to use any batteries. They're a little bit more than I would like to spend. I think they're about $12 to $15, but I think they're well worth it because they're on a really long string light. So I hope to share some of those with you guys too in my Amazon store. Click on the link down below if you guys want to check those out. Anyway, so fun and fabulous. Make yourselves a fall Halloween tree, especially if you guys are having fun decorating for fall Halloween. Remember to customize it to suit your decor. You could really even paint some of those Dollar Tree little ting little branches if you wanted to. You know, maybe you want to go all spooky. I think they may be making those in black, or you could paint them pink or blue, or you could just leave them orange and go for it. So really the sky is the limit. Have fun with it and decorate it up. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take one of these Dollar Tree jack-o'-lanterns and I want to redo the hat in a Mackenzie Childs fashion. I'm going to lay down a base coat paint with this Waverly white chalk paint. I just only used one coat, but I probably could have used 2 coats. Shout out again to my girl April. Thank you so much for being so kind to send this paint to me. Check out how drippy and messy I am with my chalk paint. Now that it has dried, I'm going to use the painter's tape and I'm going to begin to draw out my checks. I like to start in the center. It gives me a better dimension on either side. So I'm just going to use my Sharpie marker to draw my checks with. Starting out with the stripes going up and down is usually how I do it. And I do have my black paint already in my little paint pan, as well as some gold paint and some white paint. I have been using a lot of the Arteza craft acrylic paints. You can also use paints from Walmart with the apple barrel craft paint, and then I have heard some of you guys are using some other acrylic paints. So hey, if you guys don't mind, comment down below and let me know, what are your favorite acrylic paints? If you're a painter, let us know, what are your favorites? What are your tried and true? I really am a beginner acrylic painter, so I'd love to hear what you guys love to use, and also what are your favorite paint brushes. Again, I'm kind of a beginner, so I'd love to know. Now I'm starting in painting my checks, and I'm just going the black checks every other one. And then to do the Mackenzie Childs paints, I have a little visitor here. Can you see that fun little fly? They love to get into my studio and really wreak havoc. But oh my goodness. When I do the Mackenzie Childs checks for me, I do a black layer first, and I always also lay down a white base coat first. Now I'm going in with this gold layer around the edge of the hat, and then I like to also do a little bit of white and gold. So I take my brush and I drag some white and gold and black to do my second layer. That to me is my personal interpretation of how their checks look. If you look at their checks, they usually have a little bit of white and black and gold. Now for this little stacked topiary, I did want to add some lights to it. So I just took this drill and I drilled holes in the eyes of the little light up pumpkin. I actually shared this with you guys last year, but I thought it'd be worth sharing again, because maybe you don't want to paint the hat, but you'd like to do the little light up part to it. So these are so easy. You just drill holes in, and then you take one of the little Dollar Tree light up battery operated goodie lights, and you can pull those little leaves off, pop the lights into the holes, and then just tape it to the back. I did have one of you guys comment last year too and let me know to use electrical tape, not the duct tape that I originally showed you guys. So do use electrical tape on this DIY to be safe. So just a little side note there for you guys on that, but have fun with this. Oh, and I also wanted to give a shout out. Somebody in my group page did share this pumpkin topiary, and they did do the Mackenzie Childs style hat. And I apologize, I did not get the name of who shared that DIY, but that was the inspiration for me. Thank you for inspiring me to do that. We have a lot of posts in the group page, so I am sorry that I neglected. But if you see this, please comment down below so I can give you some credit there on that. Here is how it looks so popped into here. So fun and fabulous. And I hope to share with you guys more Mackenzie Childs projects because I have been having so much fun. I really want to do Mackenzie Childs topiary. I know the stripes are fun and cool, but I think it would be really cute with the checkerboard fashion. And how cute are those little witch legs? They are going to end up going on top of a Christmas tree very soon. I have been working on for you guys. Oh my goodness. So excited. I just can't believe how much fun I'm having doing fall decorating this year. Seriously, you guys, so much fun. Anyway, I hope you guys are loving this one, and we still have even one more DIY in this video. So I hope this was worth the wait for you guys. Oh my goodness. And I cannot wait to see your projects that you guys are going to be recreating on our Facebook group page. And shout out to everybody that has had courage on all your posts. So great. Okay, so for the next DIY, you're going to use 3 of the little cardboard Dollar Tree cutout boxes, a little 2 straws, the lights, and then a bow. I'm taking my craft tool and I'm just punching a little slit in all the eyes of my pumpkins. What I want to do is light up the little pumpkin eyes here. So where the slits I created, you're just going to push the lights into the eyes. Now I did have to go back in with a screwdriver and kind of make the holes a little bit bigger. Be careful because the slits kind of have a tendency to cut a little bit bigger there. And then I did want to make this into a topiary, so I used my craft knife and cut a little slit in the top, and I used the straws to stack the pumpkins on top of each other. I put the battery pack in the base of this and then just taped the pumpkin lids together. I hope that's making sense. This was kind of a crazy DIY, so I'm not sure if it was a win or a fail. You'll have to let me know at the end. And then I did then go ahead and add lights to this second one, and then you have to poke a hole in the bottom here, you guys can see. And I did, try to create it and then be able to recreate it for you guys. And I did have to try a couple times to figure out how to do it. I get these crazy ideas in my head, and then sometimes they really work, and then sometimes they're a little bit floppy. So here is how it's going so far. And then here's the little third one. And again, I put the little lights in the eyes, and don't ask me half the time where I come up with these ideas. And it's actually working. As you guys can see, it's kind of floating around here. And then I did have a little bit of candy corn ribbon left over from my giant garland I did outside my house. I popped that bow in, and voila, there we have it, a Dollar Tree little cardboard light up pumpkin topiary. Honestly, I feel like this is something you would see at TJ Maxx, and it would be a lot more. And if you don't look super close, you don't see like the slits in the pumpkin eyes, they got punched a little bit too big. But, hey, it's a Dollar Tree, DIY. It's not too bad. So comment, let me know what you guys think about this. I think there were boxes of like mummies, which I think would be really, really cute to do as well. So as always, I ask you guys comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video and which one will you be recreating. I'm kind of crushing on the super adorable owl, the spooky, not so spooky pumpkins, a little topiary, those fluffy bows. Oh my goodness, so fun, fabulous, ready for some fall Halloween goodness. Oh gosh, you guys, I'm just so thankful and blessed to have you here. Thank you for always visiting me, for all of your beautiful, kind comments. You really uplift me and just make my day and just make my heart so happy. And thank you guys for being here. I'm hugging your hearts all so tight. I just love y'all so, so, so much. I can't wait to see what you're going to be posting on Facebook and sharing with me. And I also want to thank you all so much for everybody that's been sharing the Market Fresh calendars. I know a lot of you guys have been sharing them with each other. I know you guys are sharing DIY stuff with each other. Y'all are just so amazing. I know you're praying for each other. That's what crafting and decorating to me is all about. It's not just about making a project perfect. It's about sharing your love of creating, because we're all at a different spot in our journey, and it's a journey. I think every step that we take is a healing process, and it's a journey. So thank y'all for being here, and I love you to the moon and back. And you guys are just the best. And we'll talk to you soon. Love y'all. I also had to throw in a cute little video of our wiggle butt Benji bear. There he is, getting on his walk, and that pink collar. Lord have mercy, poor guy. Anyway, he has a blue collar too, but sometimes his blue collar gets dirty because he's still potty trained. No questions there.
So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It is such a true blessing and an honor to have you all here. And I want to thank Skillshare again for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to click on the link in the description box below to take advantage of those 2 months free that they're offering. It's going to be their premium classes, and their designers are so incredible. Oh my goodness, you guys are going to absolutely love them. In fact, I took an interior design class by Emily Henderson. She had an HGTV show at one point, which is amazing. She is so just soothing even to listen to. And she has this cute little quiz on how to find your design style, which I was really surprised actually to what my design style was. It was such a mix of different things. So you guys definitely jump in there, take advantage of that. Now, don't forget too that I also have a lot of different social medias that you guys can take a part of. I have an Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page. I post DIYs over there, as well as a group page that's totally free to join. And you guys can interact and post photos of your home decor and DIY projects over there. I love to see what everybody's up to, and it's such a kind community that is encouraging and loving and supportive. Now, I also have an Olivia's Romantic Home Instagram page. You guys check that out. I do sneak peeks of my DIY projects in my story, as well as behind the scenes of my crazy crafty mama life. We recently got a puppy. His name is Bear. It's our first puppy ever. So I'm kind of obsessed and also sleep deprived. He's actually my daughter's, but we're all kind of like really jumping in and helping out. So super fun and fabulous. And I want to share so many things, little sneak peeks of what Bear has going on my Instagram stories. So I love you all to the moon and back. Don't forget to keep up the good work. Crafting and decorating is so good for your heart and soul. And I can't wait for the next video. Until then, we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.